tinyML community, a lot of industry are represented, and a lot of experts from industries are there. And certainly, for a lot of them, on-device learning is an emerging topic. I think they perceive that this is an emerging topic. But maybe they are new on the concept and they have to challenge themselves to address the trend that will happen, take place more and more. So, in your experience, in your knowledge, what are the recommendations that you can you feel important to share to the industry and to the developers regarding how to approach on-device learning methodologically in any application that will be important? So that's the question. I would start with Professor Matsutani. What are your thoughts on this respect?
Okay, so I think the security is important. Actually, the ODL, on-device learning, can be trained at the deployed environment. So there is a possibility that malicious users retrained on-device learning so that it produces incorrect outputs. Actually, we are using a concept drift detection algorithm in order to trigger the retraining automatically. So maybe we need a lightweight authentication methods or something like that before retraining automatically. This is one recommendation.
Thank you so much. Very, very well received. Please, Professor Chen, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay,
on the question?
I think the most important part from my side could be the systematic design. I know people has been trying a lot, trying to optimize the device to either reduce the neural network size or improve the computational resources on the device. But also that's basically the performance of the whole system is also relevant to the communication bandwidth, and also if we are able to offload the workload to other devices or even to the server. So if you take all those system level factors into consideration, there are many optimization aspects that we need to deal with. So only solely optimizing one single aspect will not be able to solve all the problems. So that's why I think the system level integration will be very important.
Thank you so much. Appreciated. Professor Gross, your call.
I think what's an important recommendation here is to familiarize yourself with the KPIs and metrics that matter, and looking at the hardware, effective architecture. So, for example, it might be tempting to if you don't think about it carefully, to say, for example, optimize flops or something like this, when in fact the story is much more complex than that. So I think that would be the takeaway I would say here is to familiarize yourself with the hardware metrics that have a significant effect on performance.
Thank you. Well received. And now, Professor Roveri.
Okay, my recommendation, my suggestion is to strongly work and strongly support university, because you see here that there are a lot of research there, and I think that as universities we are able to provide let's say new research directions, new solutions, but heavily working in conjunction with universities, then we can put these things to the ground, because there you have the technological perspective, you have the market perspectives, so the combination of both visions, I think that will be the success for the future of this field.
So invest more with the university on university research. Very good. Another question, a little bit of background. You know that the diffusion of machine learning, in particular the tiny machine learning at product level and industry level is a challenge, especially from a human resource point of view, because it takes time to qualify, to educate people, and in quantitative way, so that the industry can absorb depending on their needs. So you are teachers, not only researchers. I would like you to comment what are your efforts in this respect to prepare next generation professionals with, in general, on tiny machine learning, but also on on-device learning. So, Professor Matsutani, your comment, please.
Okay, so without on-device learning, high generalization capacity is required. So we need to use DNN, deep neural network. But by enabling on-device learning, we can use more compact neural networks, more compact model. So it is beneficial for resource-limited edge devices, but it requires additional on-device learning time, additional overhead. That is traditional prediction-only AI is static, but on-device learning is dynamic. So the first step to understand ODL technology is that to understand the trade-offs between the model size, accuracy, and on-device learning overhead computation cost.
Thank you. Professor Chen?
I think the most important part is for cultivating the next generation workforce will be closely collaborating with industry and other private sectors that will need those students later on, because the machine learning or the AI is actually, heavily driven by the practices in industry, and also a lot of resources, has been poured into this area. In the past, we do benefit significantly from those collaborations, and we believe this be a very important factor to make sure the healthy growth of the AI research and also education.
Thank you. Professor Gross?
So I guess this question provides me a great opportunity to take off my teacher and researcher hat and put on my department chair hat and tell you just a couple of initiatives that we're taking in this direction in our department. So what we've done recently is we've introduced at the undergraduate level a minor in what we call applied AI. And here the focus is not just on learning fundamentals, certainly we do teach that, of machine learning and deep learning, but also with an emphasis on the applications through a wide variety of different verticals, and including even topics touching on ethics of AI and that kind of thing. So the idea here is to prepare students now at the earliest levels to make contributions in this field. And the next step for our department is following on that model. We're now working on developing a master's in applied AI as well. So that's, keep an eye out for that in the next year or two, and we hope to make that available to interested students.
Great. Professor Roveri?
Okay, thanks. Let me rephrase the statement I had in my second slide. We have a very concrete example in my university, which refers to the fact that we have a brand new course on hardware architecture for embedded edge AI, exactly on the topics of this forum today, of tinyML and so on and so forth. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of this course for one main reason, which is the following. It is extremely important to let our students understand that machine learning is not just algorithms. So we cannot consider the rest of the system as a black box. We have to take into consideration that we have some data which have been acquired by means of sensors, and that we have an environment, and so on and so forth. So we have to teach our students, and it's the goal of this course, we have to teach our students to design machine learning algorithms which fit models, so fit the technological constrained hardware. So we cannot continuously neglect the fact that we have the hardware, that we have some sensors. So machine learning is not just algorithm.
I am so grateful for your time. Let me just pose a very quick and short question to all of you, and I promise I will free you very soon. You know, supervised offline learning, on-device learning is, we said a lot, and we represented a lot of interesting and great technology. Just in one word, how do you rank the impact of ODL in the industry in the near future? Low, high, just in one word. Professor Matsutani.
High ranked.
Thank you. Professor Gross.
High as well.
Professor Chen.
Yeah, high for sure. Yeah.
Manuel?
That was the title of my presentation. It's more than the statement that we have to face.
Thanks a lot. I think the message is ultra clear. First of all, I have to express my huge gratitude to all of you, and also to Professor Hanna that had to leave us, because of your time, of your commitment, of your passion, because I am 10 minutes late than the scheduled time. But it was super important to hear from you, from your developments, and I think myself and all the attendees learned a lot. So thanks so much. Very appreciated. It was invaluable, your contribution. Thanks. Now, thanks the strategic partners once again, because without them, this type of forum and many other initiatives would be impossible to organize. And the strategic partners are ARM, very quickly, Edge Impulse, Qualcomm. Then we have the Platinum strategic partner, DeepLight, Clicatech, Reality AI, Renesas, Sony Semiconductor, the Gold strategic partner, Analog Devices, PhotoHub, Microsoft, NXP, Seed Studio, SensiML, STMicro, Synaptics, ScienceSense, and then a bunch of silver strategic partners, which are listed here. Thanks a lot. It was really a great afternoon for me, and whatever is your time zone. Thanks a lot. No words to express gratitude to the professors and all to attendees for being patient for the extra time. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Have a nice day or evening. Bye.